In this short video, we'll discuss on the principles of holography. A photograph is a two-dimensional record of light intensity received from an object, and it contains the information about the light intensity. It is the square of the amplitude of light wave that produced the image. But a photograph doesn't contain the information regarding the phase of the wave. And when we record a photograph, the information about the phase is often lost. The holographic method of recording images was invented in 1948 by Dennis Gaber. It is radically a new technique of photographing the objects and is known as wavefront reconstruction. The word holography is formed by combining parts of two Greek words, holos meaning the whole and graphene meaning to write. Thus, holography means writing the complete image. Holography is actually a recording of interference pattern formed between two beams of coherent light coming from the same source. And in this process, both the amplitude and phase components of light wave are recorded on a light sensitive medium, such as a photographic plate. And the recording is known as a hologram. Holography requires an intense coherent light source. Lasers was not available when Gaber formulated the idea of holography, and holographic technique became a practical proposition after the invention of lasers. Holography is actually a two-step process. First step is the recording of hologram, where the object is transformed into a photographic record. The second step is the reconstruction, in which the hologram is transformed into an image. Unlike the conventional photography, a lens is not required on either of these steps. And a hologram is the result of interference occurring between two waves. The first one is an object beam, and the second one is the reference beam. An object beam is the light beam that is scattered from an object. The reference beam is a beam that is reaching the photographic plate directly. The reference beam and the object beams can be set coaxially or at an offset angle. In the preceding discussion, we shall discuss about the off-axis arrangement for generating and viewing holograms. We shall learn how to record a hologram. This figure shows the setup of an off-axis arrangement of hologram. In this arrangement, we have a laser source, a beam splitter, two mirrors, and a photographic plate. The beam splitter divides the laser beam into two. Part of the laser beam goes to one of the mirrors as shown here, and this wave that is incident on the photographic plate is known as the reference wave. The other part goes to a mirror and then it illuminates the object. The beam that is scattered by the object also falls onto the photographic plate. At the photographic plate, all the spherical waves from the object combine with the plain light wave from the reference beam. These sets of light waves are coherent because they are from the same laser. They interfere and form interference fringes on the photographic plate. As you can see in this figure, these interference fringes are a series of zone plate-like rings. But these rings are also superimposed, making a complex pattern of lines and swirls. When we develop the negative of this interference fringe, The developed negative of these interference fringe patterns is known as a hologram. Thus, the hologram does not contain a distinct image of the object but carries a record of both the intensity and the relative phase of the light wave at each point. We shall now discuss on the reconstruction of the image. So this shows the setup for the reconstruction of image from the hologram. We have placed the hologram like this, and for the reconstruction of the image, the hologram is illuminated by a parallel beam of light from the laser. Most of the light passes straight through, but the complex fine fringes act as an elaborate diffraction grating, and light is diffracted at a fairly wide angle. The diffracted rays form two images, the virtual image and the real image. The virtual image appears at the location formerly occupied by the object and is sometimes called as the true image. And the real image is formed in front of the hologram. Since the light rays pass through the position where the real image is, if we can place a photographic plate over here, a photograph of the image can be obtained. Whereas the virtual image of the hologram is only for viewing. Observer can move to different positions and look around the image to the same extent that he would be able to where he is looking directly at the real object. And this type of hologram is known as a transmission hologram since the image is seen by looking through it. The three-dimensional image is seen suspended in mid-air at a point which corresponds to the position of the real object which was photographed. We shall now discuss a few applications of holograms. Holograms are powerful tools to obstruct counterfeiting. The presence of holograms on commercial products indicates its authenticity. And the security holograms have proven to be unsurpassed when added to documents, anti-counterfeiting, tamper-proofing, customizing ticket protection, identification documents including credit and phone cards, driver's license, etc. And one of the most obvious applications of holography is the production of a three-dimensional photograph with the distance and orientation of each point of the object recorded in the image. Another application is in microscopy. If the recording is done with a light of smaller wavelength and the reconstruction is done with a longer wavelength, we can obtain a magnified image of an object. Thus, smaller areas in an object can be examined in greater detail. This has great potential in observing micro objects such as blood cells, amoebas, cancer-affected tissues, etc. Holograms are also used in character recognition. The complicated wavefront from an object is generated from a hologram by the simple wavefront of the reference beam. The process is reversible, so that a reference wave can be generated by the object wave. And this principle forms the basis of holographic pattern recognition. This could be used to identify fingerprints, etc. Holograms can also be used for data storage devices, and therefore they are of much use in computer technology. A large amount of information, such as 10^12 letters or digits, can be stored in a cubic centimeter of a volume hologram. These memories have long lifetime because a small mechanical damage to the portion of a hologram will not erase the stored information. Another application is in holographic interferometry. Holographic interferometry is an optical technique to visualize small deformations of objects in dark environments. And this technique is used in vibrational analysis, structural analysis, stress and strain evaluation, etc. Holography has tremendous applications in medical fields, and one such application is in endoscopy. Endoscopic holography provides a powerful tool for non contact, high resolution 3D imaging and non destructive measurements inside natural cavities of human body. It combines the features of holography and endoscopy. The holographic endoscopy is of two types. In one of the forms, the hologram is recorded inside the endoscope, while the other form uses an external recording device.